Hi, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be working on a file in Hatch, and I need to make some changes on it, so I'm going to show you exactly how I did this. Okay, so here I am in Hatch, and I'm going to pull up the file that I need to make some changes to, and it's on my USB drive, so I'm going to go over to my USB drive. Okay, so now all my files are populated over here where it says Design Library. And so I'm just going to look for the file that I need to make the changes to. Okay, so this is the file, but I'm looking for the uh, EMB file for this. Okay, so here it is. So I'm going to open up this EMB file, and you always want to save an EMB file for any designs that you make so that you can go back and do your edits. Okay, so now here is the file, but I'm looking, this is still not the correct one I want. I want to get the one that says dialysis tech, not dialysis nurse. So I'm going to close this one. Let's see, can we find the dialysis tech? And this is also a file that I made myself. I hope I saved it. Yes, I did save it right here. Okay, so here it is. Dialysis tech is the one that I need. Okay, so the changes that I'm going to make in here is going to be the name, and then I also need to add another line to this. So what I will do is go here and select this, and then I'm going to go over to my objects properties. Okay, so in the objects property it has the lettering tab. So this is where I'm going to make my changes for the name. So what I'm going to do is take this name out and enter the new name. Okay, so this is the new name that I need. So then I also need to make a second line. Okay, so it's here, it always centers, so you would have to move it to wherever you want it to go. So I'm just going to bring it down and make sure it's still centered, because I'm centering it with this 0. Okay, and I'm going to move it back up a little bit because I want to kind of keep it within the size for my frame, for my hoop that I'm going to be using. So let's see. I'm trying to see the size of this. So right now it is 4.584 wide and 4.379 high. And I normally try to keep this closer to 4 inches because I'm going to be using a 5x5 mighty hoop on my multi-needle machine. So I'm going to size it down some, and it's the name is what I need to size down because it's wider than what I need it to be. So I'm just going to go in here and size this name back down, and I can either size it down by using the little directional arrows. Since it's been selected, I can use the directional arrows to move it in, or I can go up here and unlock it and just change the size that I want it to be. So normally what I do, just go up here and unlock, and then I'm going to make this 4 inches. Okay, so it changed the size right here to 4 inches. So the regional float part is in a good size because it's only 3.675. So that is enough room to fit within that hoop. And then again, let me check the height. I think that was a little over 4 inches. Okay, yeah, so it is 4.379. So I'm going to again go up here, and then I'm going to change this part as well to 4 inches. I think anywhere up to I think about 4.5, I should be good in that hoop, but I want to make sure that I have enough room. So let me try that again. I think I forgot to hit enter. Okay, so now it has made the changes. So now what I'm going to do is go back and lock it back. And then I want to check to make sure that it is still centered, since I added an extra line to this. And I'm looking at these little dots that's going around the design. So the dots in the middle, that is your center point. So it is centered going up and down, but it's not centered going across. And I'm also going to select group, make sure nothing moves. So I have grouped everything together. So now I'm just going to move this up, get it right on that line. And you can also use your directional arrows on your keyboard as well to move it. So now it is centered. And so now what I'm going to do is save this file. So I'm going to go over here to File. And when you're making a file, you always want to save it first as an EMB file. But since I've already got my EMB file for this, I'm just going to save it as a stitch file. But always your original file, you want to make sure you're doing an EMB file first. And the way you would do that is you would go over to File, and then you will click on Save Design As, and then you will select where you want to save it at. So this took me to my USB stick, and down here, whenever you're doing that original file, it'll come up down here on the bottom, says EMB, and then you would just name your file and save it. But since I've already got this file saved, I'm not going to save it again. So what I'm going to do now is save this as my stitch file. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to select File and click on where it says Export Design. Export Design. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. And then so now down here it's going to save it as a DST file. But for some reason this did not take me over to my USB stick, so I'm going to have to go in and select it. Let me go over here to the side and find my USB stick. So this is my USB stick right here. It's a USB drive I. So now it has the dialysis tech, but I'm going to also put the customer's name on it so that I will be able to find it whenever I pull it up on my machine. So it's going to be saved as a DST file, but for whatever type of file your machine takes, you can go in here and make that selection as well, as it has all the different machine file types. So you would just go in here and select your file or machine type. So mine is a DST, so I'm going to leave that as DST, and then I'm going to click Save. Okay, so now this has been saved to my USB stick, so I can go ahead and close out of this, and that completes this tutorial. So if you have enjoyed the content that I've just shared with you, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you are already a current subscriber, thank you for joining me. Until next time, thanks.